A Jewish man in Arizona just crucified a Christian pastor, nailed him to the wall and placed a crown of thorns on his head. And he said it was the first of 14 executions that he'd planned across 10 US states. Nobody is calling this terrorism, and there's barely any coverage. Had this been a Muslim, you know the entire world would have been in meltdown. Let me walk you through what actually happened. On April 26, 2025, authorities found 76-year-old Pastor William Schonemann crucified in his home in New River, Arizona. His hands were nailed to the wall, a crown of thorns was placed on his head, and there was wounds all over his body. This wasn't random, this was ritualistic. And the killer? A 51-year-old man named Christopher Sheafe. He wasn't hiding, he admitted to everything on camera.
The day that I was going to execute that priest, I tried getting into the back of his car, and there was like an older lady that was on like a small little bicycle that got into my way, and I was just going to get into the back seat and tell him to drive to his house. I apologize for my actions, absolutely not.
So what was his motive? Why did he do it? Sheafe described it as Operation First Commandment. He wanted to rid the world of false prophets and those who preach that Jesus is God. He rejected the entirety of the New Testament and saw Christian pastors as enemies of God. He had a hit list of 14 Christian leaders across 10 states, and his next hit were 2 Catholic priests from Sedona. Now here's the part that should concern everybody, because there's no global outrage. There's no media frenzy focusing on the background of the perpetrator. There's no politicians calling for new laws to be introduced or wars to be waged against extremism. Why? Because the killer isn't a Muslim. He's not somebody that looks like me. A brown bearded guy crucifying a pastor would be hitting the headlines for weeks. Newspapers would be blasting headlines like Islamic terror in America. But a Jewish man commits a ritual murder based on the Old Testament. Silence. Now just to clarify, this isn't about labeling Jews or Muslims or Christians. This is about the hypocrisy in the way that terrorism is defined and who the law applies to and who gets labelled as a threat. Extremism can come from any religion or any ideology, but society only seems to react when it fits a convenient narrative. Why is religious extremism only newsworthy when it comes from a guy that looks like this? If we truly care about justice, we should call out all forms of religious violence, not just the ones that fit political agendas. Let me know what you guys think in the comment. Why do you think that the media has ignored this story? And if you want more truth without any filters, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because I'll keep saying what they're afraid to say.